Hi friends. Today I have a super special video for you because it is another copycat recipe video. This is one that I am really surprised that I didn't think to do sooner. We're going to be doing a copycat recipe for Starbucks Cranberry Bliss Bars. These are a super popular holiday item at Starbucks, and they're actually something that I have been making every holiday season for quite a few years now. I made them at Christmas time. I made them at Thanksgiving this year, posted it on Instagram, and had quite a few of you guys ask me about it, and I thought, duh, why don't I just do a video about this? So we're going to do a video showing you the recipe that I have been using for the past couple of years. And actually, it's kind of funny because I haven't had an actual Starbucks version, like actually from Starbucks Cranberry Bliss Bar, until today in like years. It's been a really long time because I just make them myself. So when we're done, we're going to do a blind taste test with Violet and Paul. I would be able to tell immediately just because I made them, and what I would do differently if I was gonna make them again. So enjoy. We're gonna start off, the first thing we need to do is to melt some butter. So I got 2 sticks of butter right here, and I'm going to melt this in the microwave. 2 sticks of butter is 1 cup, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then I have 1.5 cups of brown sugar right here that I measured out. I actually make my own brown sugar. This is something I've done for a really long time. It's literally just mixing molasses and regular sugar until you get the color. Kind of a mess to make. I usually honestly just make it in my KitchenAid. I've done it by hand a couple of times, but molasses is sticky and messy, so it's something you usually just throw in here, and I can make a ton of it really easily, really quickly, and a lot less expensive than at the store. I take these, I'm gonna melt them right now. So I'm just getting generally I use salted butter just because personal preference. And I'm putting this in the microwave for probably 30 seconds. I doubt I'll need it to be any more than that. See, we've got our perfectly melted butter. Add that to our mixer. And I'm gonna use a little scraper to make sure I get all of it out, because nothing drives me more crazy than when I'm watching a baking video and they just like don't scrape the bowl. I don't know why, that's just something that's always just drove me nuts. And then I'm just going to add all of my sugar here. Splash a little bit of the butter. And then we're just going to mix this together until it is formed in like unison. You want it to come together. Okay, so you can see it looks like caramel at this point. Like it looks really blended. I'm gonna give it another second. But it's a really good color and it's a really good consistency. It honestly really looks like caramel. I mean, it's butter and brown sugar. What more can we ask for, right? So the next thing we're gonna do is add 2 eggs, 2 huevos. Super simple here. Boom, one-handed. Super messy about it, but that's fine. And at the same time as the eggs, we're gonna add our extract. This is a super important step. Main thing is orange extract. This makes a huge difference in this recipe. It adds just this brightness, and it's just awesome. If you don't have orange extract or you don't want to get it, you can zest an orange, but just keep in mind that orange extract is just super strong. We're adding a teaspoon of it. And the other thing we're gonna add is vanilla extract. I'm currently making my own, but it's not ready yet, so we're gonna add this delicious stuff. Every time I do vanilla, I'm like, whoops, I add a little bit more than is recommended, and I've never really had any issues. Not going like super overboard, obviously. I just personally find it to be a very tasty decision. So that is nice and beautiful. And then the next step is our dry ingredients. So the first dry ingredient that we're going to add here is ground ginger. 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. Add that in. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then 2 cups of flour. With flour, you kind of want to fluff it up or use a spoon. And then this thing has a little leveler, which is really nice. I'm gonna just do 1 to begin with, and then I'll do the next one after that. I don't want to do that, I knew it. The mess has begun. So you're just mixing this until it's combined. So you can see it's got this just beautiful caramel color. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. That is lovely. And then the next thing is the most important part of Cranberry Bliss Bars, which is the white chocolate and the craisins. So we're gonna be adding 1 cup of white chocolate chips and then 3/4 of a cup craisins. I got these at Winco today. They were pretty inexpensive. And then I'm going to be adding white chocolate. Look at that, there they are. Beautiful, woo. So the recipe says to do this part by hand. I'm not going to because I'm lazy. But I'm just gonna do like a quick, it says by hand just so they don't break. Oh my gosh, that color is everything. So beautiful. That's such a baker thing to say. I'm like, oh my God, the color of this is amazing. Okay, 350 is what we're gonna do this at. I'm gonna use a 9x13 can and I line it with aluminum foil because the whole thing here, I'm actually gonna double line it. I wanna be able to cut these. So I kinda want the overhang aspect because then I'll be able to pull them out so that I can get really nice lines and not have to cut them inside of the container. It smells so good. The orange is like the main thing that I can smell here, that orange extract. So then this, you just wanna smooth it out. Make sure it's nice and even. Perfect. So my oven is set. I'm going to put these in the oven at 350. The recipe says 18 to 22 minutes. I'm gonna put it in for 20. I kind of like to do that middle ground and then we'll see where we're at. The next step here, cream cheese frosting that's on the top. Because my cream cheese is not softened, I'm gonna throw it in here and soften it up. You mix it when it's all like hard and fresh out of the fridge and you mix it with the powdered sugar. What's going to happen is you're gonna end up with all of these balls of cream cheese. It's not gonna be smooth. I kind of like the design that the cream cheese has left us. Okay, so you can tell it's like nice and it's getting nice and fluffy in there. To this, we need to add powdered sugar to make it muy delicioso. I don't know why I'm speaking Spanish today. 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. So I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time to try and keep the mess as minimal as possible. I'm actually really proud of myself right now. This is not making a gigantic mess. Yay, me. So the next thing we're gonna do is add a little bit of orange and vanilla extract. I'm adding a 1/2 teaspoon of each. I'm gonna pop that in the fridge while we are waiting for our bars to finish up. The next step that we're going to do is to chop up some craisins. I didn't chop them up when they went into the bars, but I'm definitely gonna chop them up for on top. Otherwise, they're just huge. They take up too much space, is really what it is. So chopping them up is the best thing. I have this blade that's kind of rounded, which is great for this because you kind of can just rock it back and forth. Push everything back together and see, you know, their directions. So those just came out. They look super delicious. They are definitely not ready to put the cream cheese on or anything. We need to let them completely cool before it is time to put cream cheese on them. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm gonna say like an hour, but you also can throw them into the fridge or sometimes I even throw them into the freezer so that they can cool quicker. We are cooled down. Pull this. Okay, so I cut off the edges. I don't know if it recorded. It had a memory card error. So now I'm just gonna put the cranberries on, and I like to do this from pretty high up, kind of the same way that you would do salt, I guess, because then you get like a better, even distribution. And then I have my white chocolate. This was in the microwave for 30 seconds, stopped, checked it, and then another 30 seconds. And I have a fork, and I'm just gonna just go like this. Using the actual Starbucks one as sort of a guide here for sizing. So right off the bat, I can tell my icing is much thinner, wet, I guess is the right word. So before we do our taste test, I'm gonna throw them back in the fridge to set up a little bit. If I added some more powdered sugar, made them sweeter, they would definitely be a lot thicker. But just from first glance, there's the difference. Mine are a little bit chewier just from the way that they look. Mine cooked a little bit longer, so they're not quite as soft. A little bit chewier than what I'm thinking the Starbucks one's gonna be. And the Starbucks one has more frosting than mine. But I mean, overall, they look pretty much the same. So we're gonna do a taste test in just a little bit. Go on. Okay, put that on.
I don't do mornings.
I'm gonna go get them out of the fridge. Here's piece number one.
I taste a lot of orange. I can taste the vanilla. It tastes like a cranberry orange Bliss bar. I don't know.
Okay. 2.
That was the Starbucks one.
How can you tell? Because you ate one before.
No, it's because of the cake. So your cake is a little bit firmer.
Yes.
I honestly almost kind of prefer it.
Okay.
But that one was more like cake. It wasn't a bar.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Like taste-wise, which one?
Taste-wise, yours tastes better. Like a lot better. Like that was like the difference between Little Debbie's and like a restaurant dessert.
Awesome. Good to know.
Yeah, like no, that one just tasted like vanilla icing with a cake consistency. The other one, it was like I could taste cranberry, I could taste vanilla, I could taste icing and orange.
It was a ratatouille moment.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
What do I do?
You're gonna tell us which one tastes better.
Are you gonna film me? Can you push my turn a little bit?
Yeah, I'm filming you.
Bite one.
Open your mouth. Keep it on. Keep it on, you cheater.
Okay, my eyes were closed.
Yeah, uh-huh. How does that one taste? Is it good? Cool. Now try this one. How's that one taste?
Good.
Which one tastes better?
Number 1.
Number 1!
Yeah.
How come?
Because it's like orangey and good.
Is that yours?
No, that's Starbucks.
Okay, so when I do a side by side.
When you look at them, you can tell because there's a couple of things that I would change if I wanted to completely do this. I cooked these about 10 minutes longer than it said to because it looked like it was not done. Okay. So clearly I was in the wrong there. The other part is that the cream cheese frosting needs to be way thicker. The recipe that I was using, it's too thin. But it tastes better to me than that one does. That one doesn't taste very good in comparison. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just, I mean, I would say if it was not.
You have a turn of frosting?
I will be able to tell, so no. Okay, your hair is amazing. Okay, will you say thanks for watching and bye?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and hit the download button and ring the bell. Bye!